What's going on, guys? My name's Rio Nixiel.
It's your boy Rubino.
Today we're here to do a movie review for Godzilla the Planet Eater, which is the third part of the animated Netflix Godzilla trilogy. Mm-hmm. It's not necessarily a Netflix trilogy, but it was animated in Japan, then released on Netflix. The first one being Godzilla, Planet of the Monsters, and the second one is City on the Brink of War, or something like that. Whatever it was. But anyway, we reviewed the first one. We didn't review the second one. We got halfway through the review and never put it out. Yeah. But now we're going to review the third part, which actually involves Godzilla going kind of dormant after his battle with Mechagodzilla City, or destroying Mechagodzilla City, and the whole planet with the Bilasuludo, which are the Bilasuludo and the Exif are two alien races that got with the humans after they fled planet Earth. Under the assault of Godzilla. They returned to planet Earth after a 20-year-long exile, which ended up being like thousands of years or something later. They got back to Earth, and part one was them following their plan, failing miserably. Part two, which was the second movie, the City on the Brink of Battle, whatever, Edge of Battle, was the Bilasuludo, good lord, their name's confusing, trying to reactivate Mechagodzilla City, which is the remnants of Mechagodzilla, to try to destroy Godzilla. And of course, part three, now we go to the Exif's plan, which is to sacrifice everyone to their golden god, which just so happens to be King Ghidorah. Which is a different version. It's like an alternate reality, extra-dimensional being that they open portals through, come through. Then, yeah, that's the whole point of this movie. This one wasn't nearly as entertaining as the first two movies. I gotta say that right off the bat.
Yeah, to be honest with you, all three of the Godzilla movies, I felt like they would be good at the beginning. They'd be kind of interesting, and then around in the middle, it'll get kind of boring because they're mostly doing a lot of talking throughout most of the movie. I just felt like, of course they have to do that, but it just wasn't. It just I got disinterested a little bit throughout the movie. But of course, at the end, of each movie, you'll understand
a little more about what's going on.
But yeah, it's like in the middle of it, it's just that was with all three of the movies. I mean, it was just like, okay.
Each of the movies had a battle of sorts that was more than just the battle going on. They were going more about environmentalism and other topics and all. It was not bad. The first one, they got down to planet Earth. They've destroyed Godzilla, which happens to be the baby Godzilla. So all the resources, all their stuff, they actually develop a plan and do some research, destroy it, realize they killed the baby, and the real Godzilla is still there. The hopelessness, so we failed miserably, blah, blah, blah. It's part two. The Bilasuludo wants the humans, or particularly Haruo Sakaki, to... What do I pronounce the name? Haruo Sakaki, the main character of this series, to sacrifice his humanity to join with the Mechagodzilla, or Nanometal, which makes up Mechagodzilla, give it humanity, but gain something more powerful and use the entire city to destroy Godzilla that way. Which he's not willing to give up his humanity, he's fighting for humanity, he doesn't give it up. So the Mechagodzilla city falters, Godzilla destroys it, then we're left with Godzilla resting after that. The Exif try to take over, and the hopelessness of everything that's going on, they start praising God, or the Exif's God. So each time, Godzilla's not necessarily a bad guy. They're trying to fight him through hatred, and the strong emphasis on hatred. Haruo's hatred of Godzilla is what's powering everything. It's what makes him the prophet to the new god, and he's the one who has to, if he kills himself or sacrifices himself to King Ghidorah, King Ghidorah will actually be able to manifest in our physical plane. Is what what's his name? Medfees, good lord. I have a list over there, and I thought he was a little lower. Medfees, who is his friend on the ship they're on, who ended up being the one who sacrificed all his friends to try to summon King Ghidorah. And the way they summoned him was pretty good. I mean, the graphics were not bad in the series.
Well, I mean, the graphics for all three movies were good. I will say that. The characters, Mina?
Which one? Mina.
They were both named Mina?
No. Remember, the I and A swapped. There's Maina and Miana.
Oh, I didn't even think about it.
Really?
Yeah, I
Twins.
didn't know.
Like
Twins. Well, they're twins, but...
They were, as I said, and I don't think actually that part never got really published, the two twins, the natives who still live on the planet, they had white hair and little moth-like bangs, which I was like, that's Mothra, has to be Mothra, I know it's Mothra. That was my theory back from the second movie when I first saw
Yeah.
the first movie. Technically, when I first saw them at the end of the first movie, I was like, that looks very suspicious, like something like Mothra.
Yeah,
Because Mothra is
right.
what?
Yeah, but in this movie, you said that Mothra's good in this one.
He's
Kinda,
generally, he's always
he's
seems to be the good guy.
Yeah.
He typically teams up with Godzilla against other things, or maybe Godzilla fights him one or her. Technically, Mothra's a girl.
Right.
But Mothra is a protector. She protects either her island where she lives on, whatever, Japan, or, because of course Godzilla is Japanese originally, or the planet Earth against things. Right. So he's generally a good guy. A good girl. And she generally speaks through two twins that are her voice.
Right.
Which though Miana and Maina were.
Right.
That's they had the psychic connection, all that stuff, and they were able to communicate to Mothra and back and forth. And this one, Mothra makes a psychological appearance. It helps Sakaki overtake Metfi's psychological manipulation. He's trying to convince him to give up and sacrifice himself to King Ghidorah. Everything was laid bare in this movie. Everyone's alliances, and King Ghidorah looked pretty cool. He was more like a metaphysical entity. He came through black holes, through the sky. His elongated neck. Godzilla couldn't touch him, couldn't blast him. He tried blasting him with his breath weapon.
But all they did is just skipped him. It just pretty much. I wouldn't say he dodged it. It kind of just bounced.
He didn't bounce. He was able to bend the laws of gravity, and he had a gravitational pull and all that stuff. So it went straight through. According to all the measurements they were using to measure the attacks, his attack went straight.
Yeah.
Because it went straight, but it bounced upwards. Yeah. But from the gravitational force, it was still going in a straight line. It was just curved, kind of. It's weird the way it was psychophysics and all. That's how it works. Yeah. But even like the stuff couldn't measure him because he wasn't actually physically there on the plane of existence. He was making a gravitational force, but that wouldn't be measured in that form. It's really weird. But finally, when they broke his connection to Godzilla, Metfi's connection to King Ghidorah, King Ghidorah became physical-ish, or left so that Godzilla can fight back and send him back. And King Ghidorah is still out there in his own dimension waiting. Right. He's just waiting for the right time. Yeah. Time's on their side.
Well, he's pretty much waiting for someone to pray to him again, or make sacrifices. I was like, make sacrifices.
Well,
right?
That was the whole thing what Metfix was talking about.
Because what's his face? What are those two guys' names? The guy that made everybody pray to
they're the Exif.
Yeah, Exif. Yeah,
that's the name of their species. It's Metfis, and I think it was Enderf.
Yeah, because those are the two guys that made everybody pray to bring the golden monster.
Well, according to the lore that he was talked about, they figured out the mathematics where they could see into the future, saw that there was no eternity. Right. Everything's going to end. So they realized that, well, if everything's going to end anyway, we're all going to die regardless. So So they pray to King Ghidorah. He comes to he destroys the world. They're allowed to live and spread the King Ghidorah's message to other planets, and King Ghidorah keeps on feeding that way. So even like their puppets or pawns or whatever. But the thing is, and it makes sense. Civilization breeds war. War breeds, and technology breeds Godzilla or creatures like Godzilla. When things become like Godzilla on the planet, then King Ghidorah is summoned to drain all the energy. And that's the cycle of life in that world, in our universe or whatever. Right. So planets are like seeds. Humans are like bacteria. So we grow, we populate, we become big, strong. We're strong enough where monsters like Godzilla can spawn or summon in our planet. Then our planet's ripe, and we're ready for King Ghidorah to come and just absorb all the energy. And that's how he survives, according to this trilogy. Yeah. So that was the ultimate bad guy, I guess, to Godzilla, which historically in all Godzilla movies, King Ghidorah is his archenemy. Yeah. So,
I mean, overall, this movie, I mean, just like I said, he did it better than I did. I was trying to watch it. I liked the movie, but at the same time, it was just too much to grasp. You really have to be into God. I like Godzilla, but I never was like a big super fan of it. That's probably why I don't know too much about the monsters and all that stuff. Cause I was totally confused. I had to keep asking him like, "What's going on? What's going on?" I was understanding what was going on, but it was just too much, man.
Well, even this part 3, the one we're talking about here, nothing really happened. They got a long deal with the natives, Miana and Maina and their race of people and whatnot, or the natives on the Earth. And they were trying to discover what's going on with the nanometal. They're trying to figure out what's going on with Godzilla. Also, and they summon King Ghidorah. Yeah. Nothing really happens because they can't fight against him. He attacks Godzilla, and then more talking and more talking. Psychological warfare. It's all like, ooh. are you falling prey to this or doing that? And it's all nothing really happened in this movie other than storytelling elements.
Yeah, just like you said, the ending was very unsatisfying. It was a good ending, but it was just like, I was like, dang, I wasn't expecting that. Which we're not gonna say, we're gonna let y'all watch it, but I mean,
the ending hadn't ended how it had to happen.
Yeah, it makes sense, but it was very
lack of
unsatisfying.
war and all that stuff. Yeah, it was like I said, it was an enjoyable trilogy.
Yeah. It was
the animation, the acting, and all that stuff. It was just very lackluster. It didn't feel near as much action, which may be a good thing. If it's not a typical childish monster movie where they're out to destroy the humans, somehow manage to succeed, destroy the monster, and live happily ever after. It's more of a storytelling, and there's a lot of elements that go back to our world, and they're trying to stop corruption or trying to stop war. That's all bad, and this is like storytelling of what's happening in the future if we're not careful with our planet. Yeah. Which may not be true. I mean, we're not going to summon Godzilla, but maybe Godzilla's a metaphor for, I don't know, atomic war or something.
Yeah. I don't know. But yeah, one thing I was also surprised about with the two twins, and I was very surprised on how they had a crush on Harua, and they were.
Don't know if it was a crush.
No, I wouldn't say a crush. I think they were attracted to him because of his passion. Yeah, it was more of a crush. Yeah, it was a crush. I think
it was more of a prophecy.
Really?
We need to join our life together and all that stuff. They're talking about we need to join our life. You're afraid and all that stuff.
Yeah.
We need to join our life to pass on and continue the cycle.
Oh, I see what you're saying. You're pretty. They just want to reproduce with them.
Not necessarily that. They were the mouthpieces of Mothra. Yeah. So in order to continue the life cycle, they need to breed to make more.
That's what I'm saying. To reproduce.
They may have liked them eventually, but that may have been a bonus.
Yeah.
But. And then the movie ends 30 years down the road, or soon further down the road, and Sakaki's being worshipped for his hatred.
Yeah. What? No, I don't believe that.
I think so.
I think it was more of an appreciation.
We're not gonna explain how the movie ended, other than after the credits roll.
Yeah.
This comes back on, and you see one of them being old, and they're teaching their children, make little rope things, would give your wishes, and then they burn an effigy of Sakaki or Haruo.
Me and him had a disagreement on this. In my opinion, I feel like they're showing appreciation.
I think they're worshiping him, the harbinger of, or the bringer of hatred, or.
Yeah, well, I can't
remember what they said.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think they were doing that. I think they were just showing appreciation.
You don't burn effigies. You don't burn statues of people you appreciate. You burn people you are worshiping.
Hold on. They do it in Star Wars.
What?
They burn them.
And they were worshiping them. Or hating them.
I don't think they were worshiping him. They were just showing appreciation. I think they were just saying.
When did you burn something you appreciate?
You can do that.
We burn incense for our religions or whatever else.
Some people want to get burnt. I mean, they get burnt to ash. Don't we? Some people die. They want to be burned into ash. They do that sometimes.
Sacrifice.
Not
a wooden effigy.
But they were already dead. But maybe they couldn't find his body.
What, every year they're gonna burn a freaking effigy to him?
Maybe that's how they want to do it. I doubt they were like praying.
I think they were worshiping him as a new god or something, god of hatred.
I hope not. I don't know. I think they were just
leave your comments in section below.
If you watch the movie.
Yeah, if you watch the movie, what did you think of that ending? Were they worshiping him or appreciating him? I don't know, because it's left it wide open. It's probably going to explain somewhere on the internet what actually happened.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure somebody really is good at detailing things.
But
personally, I think they were just showing appreciation because you see, I don't know who had his baby, Miana or Miana. I don't know which one did it, but you see her in an old age smiling. Yes. I think she was just happy.
She was smiling, and her eyes were narrow too, like, yes. Let the hate flow through you.
No,
yes.
Man, they're showing appreciation.
No, they were not.
Oh my God, I'll be so mad if someone says they were praying to him. Because why?
I think they were.
Because they saw what happened to once they prayed to the other, maybe they learned from that. Maybe maybe we're not going to pray to.
But he's immortal. Anyway, leave your comment section below if you enjoyed this movie, if you have opinions on how it ended. Not much more to really say about this movie. Man. Actually, a lot more to say about this movie. We're gonna end this video here, though.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's a good do I recommend it? Yeah, it's a good. If you're into Godzilla, watch it. If you're not into Godzilla, you're not gonna understand it. Like, it's just there's too much.
I think you will. They don't. They don't leave anything up. I mean.
No,
it's not like they're leaving anything open. Who's Mothra? It's like, well, I'm Mothra. They explain a little bit about what species.
I mean, they'll understand it, but it's just the way they do it, though. It's just it's not really interesting to me personally. To someone like me, I'm an average watcher. Like, when I watch movies, I'm very average, and I am. I'm not gonna lie. And something like this, it's just too much for me to comprehend. It's too much. I was just kind of like throughout the movie. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I'll just be like, what is going on? I'm not understanding.
Religion.
It was just too much for me.
Religious dogma.
You know,
Anyway.
the only good parts were the only good parts were the action for me. Like when Godzilla finally did the Kamehameha, I was like Kamehameha I'm telling you, every time that electricity went around Godzilla, you just see the laser about to pop out of his mouth. Bow! Went straight through. That was like a Kamehameha. I love that. That was awesome.
You were screaming Kamehameha.
Yeah.
God dang it. All right. So, anything else you want to say?
Nah, man. Check out our other channels. If you're watching this right now, you're on Kid Bambino. Check out my other channel, Bambino Entertainment. If you're watching it on.
If you're watching this on my channel, go check out his channel, link down in the description below. And go check out Fear About Gaming, our gaming channel. We do a lot of Let's Plays and occasionally game other related stuff. Mostly just Let's Plays. A lot of fun over there, so go check it out. Not much more to say about this. Hope to see you on the next movie review we do, man. Bye.
Peace out.